Pleasure to meet you as well. My name is Stephen J. I am the luxury timepiece specialist at the Javille Group. The Javille Group being the sole distributor of Claude Bernard timepieces in the United States of America. So, you're asking me what makes Claude Bernard so special? Well, it really began back in 1884 with the introduction of eDocs into the timepiece arena. I'm sure you know that eDocs is today one of the most well-respected timepieces in the entire world. They're known for their technical innovation, impeccable craftsmanship, and great attention to detail as well as quality. It all began back in 1884 with Christian Fleury, who produced a timepiece for his wife that she loved so much that she encouraged her husband, as any good wife would, to set out and make a career of his expertise. So in 1884, with the Greek name eDocs, meaning hourglass, Christian Fleury founded this great corporation. The company went on to create many different types of timepieces, always raising the bar, challenging itself in innovation, in design, in quality. In 1955, demand for eDocs product was so great that, if you could believe this, eDocs employed more than 500 watchmakers at their Swiss factory. One thing about eDocs, due to the great craftsmanship and the materials that went into their watches, they were left primarily for the connoisseur to enjoy. eDocs wanted to be able to reach out to a greater group of individuals across the globe that they felt would enjoy experiencing all the wonderful things that eDocs was. So in 1973, they set out to create a brand, a new concept, a new Swiss watch, targeted not only to the connoisseur, but to anyone seeking to own a fine Swiss handmade timepiece at an affordable price. In finding a name for the new collection, eDocs chose to pay tribute to a brilliant Jura-based Swiss master watchmaker named Claude Bernard. Claude Bernard would pay tribute to its namesake by having all their timepieces hand-assembled at their state-of-the-art workshop in Jura, while resting on the pillars of eDocs' innovation, quality, and value. Now, nearly 40 years later, demand for Claude Bernard timepieces is stronger than ever, with more than 50 points of distribution around the globe in such far-reaching locations as Australia, Bahrain, Japan, Colombia, Guatemala, and Australia, just to name a few. Every Claude Bernard timepiece follows in the footsteps of its founding forefather. Each watch is Swiss handmade and possesses only Swiss movements, finest 316L stainless steel cases and bracelets, mineral or sapphire crystals, genuine leather straps, and every Claude Bernard timepiece comes with a water-resistant set at 30 meters. The Claude Bernard price point begins at only $200 and tops off at $1,000. This is a clearly niche market for Claude Bernard, as there are few other companies able to offer genuine Swiss handmade timepieces at these prices. In this day and age, at a time where people are struggling, where they're watching their dollars more than ever, how proud should you be at Dillard's to be able to offer your customers a Swiss handmade timepiece with the finest materials and craftsmanship, the rich history of eDocs behind it, and an incredible value. Your customers are going to go home feeling wonderful, knowing that they purchased a watch that not only looks beautiful or handsome, that not only has been built by one of the finest timepiece companies in the world, but that they, as a smart shopper, got at an amazing value. This is the key of Claude Bernard. Swiss craftsmanship, impeccable quality, amazing value. So now I'm going to demonstrate to you some of the features on Claude Bernard timepieces that you will be receiving at Dillard's for sale this coming November. This is the Claude Bernard Retrograde. As you could see, it possesses a beautiful crocodile embossed genuine leather strap. This is your sub-second dial that's directly above the 6 o'clock position, counting the seconds. You've got an offset date here at the 4 o'clock position. This dial right here is your minute counter, and this is your hour counter. And of course, we've got the longer hand indicating the hour, the minute, and the shorter hand indicating the hour. This is the chronograph actuator that begins the chronograph function, and this is the chronograph stopper. So what I'll do right here is just demonstrate to you how this will work. If we would like to initiate the chronograph functions on this retrograde, I will press this right here, and you will begin to see the chronograph counter in seconds beginning to count down. Again, this is retrograde, so it's going counterclockwise. You'll see once it gets to the 6 o'clock position, it will automatically flip back to the 12 o'clock position, and this hand will advance a half a second. And there you see that happen. The Claude Bernard Aqua Rider. This is perhaps the most exciting timepiece in the Claude Bernard collection. As you can see right here, the watch possesses a sunray dial. The reason why this dial is called sunray because of the reflective qualities of the dial. You can see there the many different hues of blue, and that light is dancing off of that sunray dial. This is a chronograph. Its water resistance to 220 meters. It's got a unidirectional bezel, which means I'll just give it a little bit of a turn. This is a turning bezel. It is a chronograph very much like the retrograde that I just showed you. However, this is a triple stack chrono with luminous markers, luminous hands, an offset date over at the 4 o'clock position, applied numerals as well. And I'm going to get into demonstrating the functions of this watch as well. Right here again, this is your chronograph initiator, and this is your chronograph stop button. When you initiate the chronograph, this hand right here is your second counter. The subdial here is your hour counter, and the subdial here is your minute counter. As you'll notice, the subdial at the 3 o'clock position is counting the seconds of time. This is your time hour hand and your time minute hand. Because of the great water resistancy of this timepiece, this is a screw down crown. So this watch crown must be pushed in and screwed to ensure the water resistancy of 220 meters. As you can see, these are solid, brick-like 3/16L stainless steel links with a deployant buckle, the Claude Bernard logo embossed on that buckle. This Aqua Rider is the watch worn by world champion water skier Frankie Zapata. It's also the timepiece worn by double gold and silver medal winner from the 2012 Olympic Games, Matt Grievers. Matt is the United States brand ambassador for Claude Bernard, and Frankie Zapata is the European ambassador. Again, the Claude Bernard Aqua Rider. For those of your customers who might be interested in the Aqua Rider, whoever would prefer a genuine rubber strap, we also have a model in the Aqua Rider that possesses all of the great qualities of the stainless steel version. Here we're seeing a silver sunray dial. Again, the light just dancing off of that dial, bringing that dial to life, but with a very, very high quality, soft to the touch rubber strap that is actually easily adjustable through the rubber increments here at the back side of the watch. Again, the Claude Bernard logo embossed on the deployment buckle. The watch worn by both world champion jet skier Frankie Zapata and Olympic gold medalist Matt Grievers. The last execution that I'd like to show you today is a Claude Bernard classic. This watch, as you can see right here, has an amazing attention to detail. It possesses the sunray dial in the outer ring, applied hour markers, and a gorgeous tuxedo stripe center dial that gives this watch a three-dimensional look. It's a sub-second big date, and what that means is right here, your sub-second, your second counter is right above the 6 o'clock position. I'm going to go ahead and press the crown in, which will set the timepiece into motion. And we've got a big date here just beneath the 12 o'clock hour. This is a great timepiece for people that might want to be able to read a watch a little bit easier, as the date is huge and right under the 12 o'clock position. An oversized sub-second, very clean, clear dial. The bracelet is like a piece of fabric. Look how fluid this bracelet is, the flexibility the bracelet possesses. When you wear this bracelet, it molds to your wrist like silk. The back of the watch secures to your wrist via a very dependable dual deployment buckle. You set it and you forget it. Opened by two spring-released tabs right here. Push them and it simply opens right up. Again, Claude Bernard logo embossed on the back of the watch, 3/16L stainless steel, and a water resistancy of 5 ATM. Classic, beautiful, simple, and incredibly affordable.